This segment of A Growing Passion is brought to you by the San Diego County Water Authority and its member agencies.
As much fun as it is to see what's happening locally, I want to know what's happening in the wider world of gardening. So I've come to the San Francisco Flower Show. This show is huge and there's so much to see. The color and the excitement hit me even before I reached the show floor. I'm as excited about this flower show as a kid is about visiting Disneyland. Everything that's cool about gardening in California is here. I can't wait to see what wonderful treasures I'll find, what cool display gardens I'll see, and what amazing inspirations I'll come away with.
If you're as crazy about gardens as I am, this is the place to be.
This show includes a huge marketplace where crowds shop for plants, seeds, tools, and more. At Farmer John Mueller's booth, I'm buying Italian heirloom seeds, direct from Europe.
Italian artichoke seeds, these are good.
Every year, I look forward to seeing my friend Robin Perrer. She grows rare and unusual geraniums in Marin County, north of San Francisco.
Pelargonium splendid, and it is splendid.
It is. It's absolutely splendid. Where else would you find an entire nursery dedicated only to geraniums?
Robin is one of many small specialty growers who bring their plants to the show. This year, I'm also on the lookout for new salvias.
We have the Amistad salvia this year, which is new. We have it in the big pot here on display. It's a beautiful color.
It is. I can't wait to try this in the garden.
The Japanese maples are lovely, but they don't grow very well in my part of the state. I look to see what new plants and what new ideas are coming out of Succulent Gardens Nursery near Castroville. Everyone wants to show off their newest introductions.
The big guys are here too. I want this.
But there's much more than plants. There's beautiful pottery, there's garden gear, clothing, garden art, and the latest in water-saving gadgets. My colleagues and I come to speak and to connect with gardeners from far and wide. At this show, I gave 2 talks and taught a seed starting workshop. This is the time to talk to the experts and get your gardening questions answered. I like to save the best for last. The garden displays. They can be practical, they can be entertaining, educational, and they're always exciting.
Welcome to Volcania.
It's a celebration of horticulture, if there was one. And we have 16 show gardens. The whole of California is the center of horticulture fundamentally in the United States. Here in the Bay Area, we have such a fabulous nursery industry and such a wonderful climate. And it's that diversity that I think is really extraordinary. And because California in general is one of the 5 Mediterranean regions of the world, we can take from those other regions, and there are thousands of plants to grow. The droughts that we're experiencing currently, it's not the end of the world, and it's not the end of gardening. In fact, it requires us to be more intelligent about gardening, but there are so many plants to choose from that are perfectly adapted to this great climate of ours.
Some gardens demonstrate what you can do at home. Others are purely artistic, total fantasy, or downright hilarious. I take an idea or 2 away from each one. I look for interesting plant combinations, or color combinations, or novel uses of materials for fencing and walkways. The fantasy gardens open up my very practical mind to my more creative side. This display is one of my favorites.
I love the way this pathway just pulls me up, literally, into the garden space. I get to the center and there's this medallion of old wine bottles. They're different colors and they're mixed with colorful glass. So they just shine. And overhead, there's this orb of ancient grapevines all pulled together. It feels peaceful, it feels magical, it even feels enchanted. Come through the other side, I'm back in the landscape. Monterey cypress, we have big redwoods, And then we have the meadow, the coral bells, the ferns, and the penstemon. It's just a beautiful landscape.
Some of these gardens are so inviting that I'm tempted to walk right in and make myself at home.
Just taking a little break.
The centerpiece of the show is the Volcania Garden. Designer Nathan Beck created an entire world around a very unusual design element.
The theme of the Nautilus is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, so this is Captain Nemo's submarine from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Volcania is the home port of the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So what I've done here is I've created Captain Nemo's retreat. Really, this is a creative paradise. This is a place where your imagination runs free and wild, and you look in just the possibilities of what a garden can be. And so one of the big things was drought tolerant, but tropical and lush looking. So I think we accomplished it here.
What's the key to creating tropical, lush-looking drought tolerant?
Well, there are a lot of great succulents. There's a lot of great aloes, palm trees, which are very, very drought tolerant. Even bamboo, even though a lot of times we think it's lush, it'll take a lot of drought.
Every detail harkens back to the theme and creates an otherworld experience for visitors. Even the designer is an actor in this display.
Proper eyewear is essential.
This designer has two very different sides. Just a few steps away is Nathan's No City Water Garden, which features water storage columns for irrigating the garden, including lots of edibles.
This garden is all about collecting water. So our roofs, we have gray water. All that water is just wasted, just flows out into the streets. The idea with this garden is to hold that water, use that water, water the plants with that water. This is a window into our cistern system. This is something you can easily do at home underneath a new patio that's going in. We could design an amazing cistern system which can capture thousands of gallons of water. We're holding about 4,500 gallons of water underneath here. We're holding about 2,500 gallons of water between the 8 tanks, which are our columns.
And then how long could you water this landscape? These are pretty low water plants with all of that water.
Well, one of the things I think is wonderful about this garden, it's a mathematical equation. You're taking calculations on the plants, and then what we've done is we've calculated the amount of water that comes off the house. We've calculated all that. So this needs no city water at all. All summer long, it'll get watered.
Well, that's a great idea. I hope everybody comes and sees this because that's really what we need to be doing.
These display gardens are a big attraction. Everyone comes to explore. Professionals come to show off their artistry or to attract new clients. Students come to learn and to be part of a bigger process.
A lot of hard work into it, and it means so much to be here, and the experience of actually building our ideas right in front of ourselves is really awesome. We don't do this before we come to the show. It all happens right here. It's a really great experience because people should be here to see all these fantastic creations.
Everyone from novice to expert takes something valuable away from this show. For me, it's time to bid farewell to this big extravaganza and get back to my own garden to put all this inspiration to work.